What's up? What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing today? Good, I hope. Well, welcome to my channel. I am at Peace Makita, the life doula, the life coach with the doula approach, and your personal guide to your happy place. And just like the title says, today we're going to talk about painless labor and delivery. Now, I know when you think about pain and labor and delivery, it doesn't always go together. But trust me, you can have a painless labor and delivery. Now notice I didn't say pain-free. No pain-free here. You're going to feel some level of physical restraint, resistance, and that's just part of the process, okay? So no pain-free here, but painless is very possible. So we're going to go through some tips and some strategies on how to have more of a painless labor and delivery. All right. So let's just jump right into it. So the first thing that you want to make sure that you have before to get into a painless state of being with your labor and delivery, you want to make sure that you have a focus. Yes. Just like that. You want to have a focus. What is your focus for this labor and this delivery? Now, I don't care if this is your 8th or 9th child. You know, you are a pro at this. You're a vet. You've been doing this for a while. You got to have some type of focus here on what you want the outcome to be. And once you have that focus, are you envisioning it? What are you envisioning for this particular pregnancy, for this labor and this delivery? Make sure you have a clear focus in mind. Choose what that focus is going to be and go ahead and put your all into it, okay? The second thing that you want to have in order to have a painless labor and delivery is you want to have a good birthing partner. Choose a good birthing partner. Now, what does that mean? Doesn't mean it has to be the father of the baby or your significant other. It doesn't mean that it has to be your mom or your best friend. Oftentimes, those aren't the people who are here to join us on this journey. You must pick someone who choose to pick someone who is a good fit for you. Somebody who is really going to be of benefit to you on this journey. Choosing the right partner can make all the difference in the world, because I'm telling you, when those labor contractions begin to come in and they begin to set in, you are going to need someone there who speaks your language, who knows your focus, who's willing to work with you to get you to where you want to be, who's not going to fold and say, well, the doctor said and the nurse said, so maybe you should, especially if you're striving for a natural birth. And we'll talk about natural births later. But for now, make sure that you're choosing a partner who really is your partner and who has your best interest at heart when it comes to your labor and your delivery. Someone who's going to protect your interests and who's going to join you and stand with you in those decisions. All right? So the next thing that you want to have in place so that you can have a painless labor and delivery is you want to be educated, ladies. I cannot stress this enough. Whether you take a childbirth class, whether you pull up some videos on YouTube, whether you consult with me or someone like me, whether you ask your OB and midwife a ton of questions, whatever your method and mode of educating yourself is, make sure that you take advantage of it. You gotta be educated. Knowledge is power, and you will see the difference in just knowing the terminologies, knowing what to expect, knowing what to ask, and knowing how to ask it. All of that is so essential in this process. So make sure that you educate yourself as best you can. And I offer one-on-one consultations. I do private videos as well as what you see now on YouTube. So make sure that you get the knowledge and information that you need under your belt before you go into labor, if possible. Before you go, no, it has to be before you go into labor. And also with your partner as well. Make sure they're educated. Make sure that they know know. If you decide, you know what, I want to be induced at a certain point if I'm not progressing, your partner needs to know what that means. You both need to know what medications are available or what might be offered to you, the side effects of those medications, how does that work during your entire labor and your delivery. You need to know all of these things. So make sure that you educate yourself, okay? All right, so now that we've gotten the foundational stuff out of the way, let's talk about the practical stuff. All right, how can you have a painless labor and delivery with the practical steps, with some practical knowledge, right? So one of the first things that you want to make sure you have in place is breath work. Yes, you gotta. Now we breathe every day. Hopefully you're watching this video, you're breathing. We breathe every day, right? How can you use your breathing? How can you use your breath to regulate your heart rate, to regulate your brain function and brain activity, to relax the muscle structure in your body so that you can allow your baby to come down? These things are so important, and breathing is what really anchors you and really helps you to do that. That's why they teach breathing, and they stress it so much during Lamaze class and childbirth class. Breathing is so important, and I teach workshops and I can teach one-on-one consultations to do that. Just check out my information in the description box below. Let's connect. So breath work is really important. So watch videos, educate yourself. Again, practice. It's not enough just to read the books. It's not enough just to see the articles in the baby magazines. You have to practice. So make sure that you're practicing the exercises that you're learning, especially when it comes to breath work, okay? The second thing, practical thing that you can do to ensure a painless labor and delivery is meditation. Now, many of you know I am a meditation coach. I'm an avid believer in meditation just for daily living, just to improve yourself on a daily level, on a daily basis. But meditation during labor and delivery is absolutely essential. You got to be able to center yourself, ground yourself, put yourself in a peaceful state as much as possible. And you can do it. You can do it while in labor and delivery. Now, how do I know? My youngest baby, I had an orgasmic birth. And, you can Google it, you can look it up. And yes, I offer videos and consultations on how to have an orgasmic birth. And we'll talk about it in other videos about what an orgasmic birth is. But through breathing, meditation, visualization, a woman can actually turn the pain of labor and delivery into pleasure, a very deepening pleasure that brings orgasm. So we'll talk more about that in another video, but just know that meditation along with breath work can really, really lessen the pain of labor and delivery. So if you want to find out more information about that, you got that right. Check out my information in the description box below. All right. The next thing that you want to make sure that you have in order to ensure a painless labor and delivery is aromatherapy. Aromatherapy can really, really help with lessening the stress and easing the mind, calming the mind, and helping the body to align with labor and delivery. And so there's different ways that you can do it, especially if you're in a hospital. I know you can't have open flames in a hospital, so the incense and the candles may not work, but this is one of the sets that I use with my patients. And it has a lot of different oils in it that you can use for different things. I've been using a lot of them, as you can see. So let's see, we have rosemary here. Let me put this over here. So we have rosemary and sandalwood and peppermint. Ooh. And then you can also get like lavender and frankincense. I think that they were in this in this kit at one point. Patchouli is a really good scent. Now the pregnancy nose is very sensitive, so find the fragrance that actually works for you. All right, but there are fragrances that you can use aromatherapy. You can just get an electric burner, and you can get that from Walmart. I think CVS even has it in Walgreens, but you can get it from Walmart or Target. And you plug it up, you put the oil in it, and it will infuse like a nice little steam throughout the room. Okay. All right, so aromatherapy is definitely another avenue that you can use to help with a painless labor and delivery. All right, now this next tip that you want to incorporate for a painless labor and delivery, it can be kind of tricky. It really depends on where you're giving birth. If you're giving birth at home, it works excellently. But if you're giving birth in, say, a hospital, a traditional hospital, it may be a little more difficult. But I'll give you tips on how to get around that, okay? So this next tip is movement. You want to move, ladies. I know you're in some discomfort. You may be even in a lot of pain. I understand that, but movement is really going to help your process, okay? It's really going to help working with gravity and allowing your muscles to relax and move that energy throughout your body along. Really sends a signal to the baby. It sends a signal to Mother Nature. Okay, we are in motion. We are moving. So when you sit and when you lie in a bed for a long period of time during labor and delivery, the signal you're giving your body is, oh, hold up and wait. Oh, we might not be going right. Oh, wait, she's not ready. And when you're moving, you're telling your body, you're telling Mother Nature, you're telling the process of giving birth, let's move this forward, I'm ready. You're breathing deeper and you're more engaged in the process. So it really works, it really helps to progress your labor as well. So there's one more thing, it's a bonus that I want to put in here. Now on this channel, we promote natural labor and natural delivery. We promote using as little, if no medication as possible, especially when it comes to labor and delivery, because your body knows what to do. And sometimes when we introduce our bodies to medication, it can interfere with that process, and we don't want to do that, do we? No, we're just going to let things flow as they naturally know how, and it usually 99.9% of the time turns out pretty good. All right, but as a bonus tip, if you find yourself needing medication or using medication or having to get, some type of medication as a form of as part of your labor and delivery, by no means are you a bad mom. By no means is it a wrong or bad thing at all. You do what's necessary for your body and for your process, your experience, your baby, your labor, your delivery, all right? So don't let anybody, make you feel indifferent or uncomfortable if you decide, you know what, I thought I could go natural, but I really need an epidural. I had a mom who, it was a first-time mom. She was in labor for 24 hours, more than 24 hours. She was getting those contractions back to back to back. And she asked for finally an epidural. She gave it her all and she decided to get an epidural. It's her body, it's her baby, and that's what she decided to do. And it actually was a very good decision for her because it allowed her time to rest, to recuperate, to get her thoughts together, to catch her breath. And then when it was time to push the baby out, the epidural had worn off enough and she was able to still go natural and push her baby out naturally. So you can, do what's best for you even in that situation. So don't let a doctor, a nurse, a birthing partner, your significant other, a family member, anyone try to coach you into doing something you don't want to do, especially at a time like this. All right. For even myself personally, I was set on a natural birth my first time around, and I found myself having to get an emergency C-section. At the last minute, she was breached trying to come butt first. They couldn't turn her. So I had to get a C-section, and I was heartbroken because I really wanted a natural birth, but I wanted a healthy baby more, and I wanted to be healthy also. So make sure that you do what's best for you no matter what, okay? I hope these tips helped you. If you want to find out more information, if you want a consultation with me, if you want one-on-one doula doula services and classes with me, by all means, you got it. My information is down in the description box below. Make sure that we connect. Make sure we stay in touch. I would love to hear from you. So we have many more videos coming up. I'll check you in the next video. And thank you so much for watching. Peace.